I finished a bottle of perfume this month, so I do have a perfume empties. It is Juicy Couture. This was my summer club fragrance whenever I went to a jazz concert, a birthday party, anything like that. This was my jam. I finished it. I enjoyed it. I only got compliments from Dirty Old Men from this fragrance. I take that back. When I went to the summer concerts, a lady's grandson, who is a full-grown man, but a young, very young man, like 19, he complimented me on the fragrance too. So, Dirty Old Men and one, 19-year-old. I mean, Juicy. I was wearing a Juicy fragrance, and that's what I got with this one. So, if you're a young girl, like, if you're in your teens, I would say Juicy Gold Couture is great for you because young men like it. But stay away from old men when you got this fragrance on, because old men really like this too. The men in between, I didn't get any compliments on this fragrance, but I must admit, one time I was walking from the mall and a man who was down breeze from me, who was a very handsome man, complimented me as well. So, okay, Juicy Gold Couture. Men love this stuff right here, okay? Young men, old men, and middle-aged men. So if you're trying to wear a fragrance that men like, that's reasonably priced, you can get this at all the discount places for a good price. And this 1 ounce bottle lasted me a couple of years, because I only wore this to events. I didn't wear this this is not my signature fragrance. Big Mama is too old to be smelling like a cupcake and a vanilla cake all the time. I need to have something a little severe in there, something that makes you think, I need a little power in there. This right here is just love and sympathy. That's what's in here, love and sympathy. Like if you had a little kid and you were trying to make them feel better, you make them some cookies. Cookies, cookies, cookies. But it smells like vanilla cake on me. Oh, and just in case you might want to know some of the notes, big note in here is vanilla. Next to that vanilla is a caramel scent. And on me, those are the dominant things, vanilla and caramel. It lasts for 3 or 4 hours on me. Not a long-lasting scent. That's another reason why I only wore this to events. It's not a fragrance that if you put it on in the morning, you're going to have fragrance on 6 to 8 hours later. No, after 3 to 4 hours, she's done. So I'm at the age I go to the jazz club. Couple of hours, I'm good. I spray this on my clothing and my hair so that in a down breeze you can smell it. So summer concerts at night, couple of 2 or 3 hours, good. It might stretch to the 4 point on my clothing, and I really, really enjoyed this. So if you're looking for a fragrance that men will like, Juicy Gold Couture. This could be your jam right here. This could be what you would use. I will tell you up front, this vanilla fragrance, this is my favorite Juicy Couture fragrance so far. I don't have any more of it, and I'm not going to repurchase it. I have another Juicy fragrance. I'm going to try that one for the same reasons that I use this one last and see what happens. And I just kind of feel like I'm so grown now. I'm so grown, I feel like 40 and under, this is good. But once you hit that 41, 42, and you're getting into that matriarch state, I feel like I need a more serious perfume than this particular Juicy. So I'm going to try another Juicy, which I will tell you about. You'll hear about my new Juicy perfume. I love the Juicy Couture fragrance line. It is a fragrance line that I admire, but only need one. So you will never see me coming on here with 25 different Juicy Coutures. They all smell a little bit too similar for me for that. And also the line is not a long-lasting fragrance line. Now here's the thing. If you're younger, it might last longer. because as you get older, your skin dries out a little bit more. You have to add oils and stuff to your skin to get fragrances to last. So chime in below if you're like really, really young, like 20s, and you wear Juicy Gold Couture. Does it last all day on you, or do you have to put it in your hair and clothes like I do to get some body out of this scent here? I did combine this with my Beach Night Summer Marshmallow body products to give it a little oomph, you know, and get that next level up. Thoroughly enjoyed it. It's a man catcher. Men notice this fragrance. Men must like dessert, and they must like a vanilla cake or a pound cake, because boy, when I went to the jazz club, those old men were coming out of the crevices and the corners, all just like magnets, and mentioning the fragrance. Even my fragrance was getting women next to me, a man, because they, you know, it was going down. You know how they have to use air conditioning in the jazz club because mature people are in there, so they got, you know, keep the temperature regulated. Men were walking up to women on either side of me. Oh, you smell so good, girl. I was downstream and that, and I smelled you down the way. Girl, what you doing? What you doing? Girl. And then as they would be getting closer to her and they're smelling her, they were trying to find the scent. And then they'd look at me and be like, dang, missed it. But I was perfectly okay sharing love. And some of the men had the nerve to try to finagle a change so they could get next to my Juicy Gold Couture, you know. And I was like, oh no, honey, you can smell the Juicy from there. Go ahead and, you know, buy her a bottle. It's Juicy Gold Couture, you know. All you got to do, you know, spin that Lucci on some Juicy, you know, and you're good. You know, but I guess they figure they know I'll wear it. They don't know, because my bottle is finished and I am moving on. But I wanted to share with you that you can Juicy too. Juicy Gold Couture. You know, I like to keep y'all husband ready, husband happy. And, you know, it's always cuffing season, dear. You know, so, you know, this is good for hot weather. If you're going someplace warm, it is cruise season. Starting November 1st starts cruise season, where people get on cruises, go to the Caribbean. They go to resorts and different things like that. You can't be taking your heavy winter fragrances to the Caribbean. You will be miserable. But this right here, Juicy can go. Juicy is Caribbean island friendly. This fragrance actually probably would smell even better in the Caribbean with the moisture in the air, because I'm in a dry climate. Pardon me. I'm in a dry climate, so that dry air is not conducive to spreading a fragrance. And then when you got the air conditioning and the dry air, and I'm in a bar, you know, everything's working against me. So, but as you see, baby mama got through it, got them compliments, got everybody a man. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Now, some of them women was trying to throw them men back and trying to throw them to me. But, you know, I was like, I might have put this fragrance on, but, you know, to each its own, you know. And that's how that went. But, you know, it's all good and fun. I was with my girls having a wonderful girls' night out at one of my favorite little spots, and the deed was done. So leave a comment below. Have you ever worn Juicy Gold Couture? How do you feel about it? Are you going to go out and give it a sniff, you know, or spritz a little bit of it on yourself and see what your man thinks of this fragrance? You know, maybe, you know, you could go and spritz it on and then go running off to lunch or snack or something with your man, give him a nice hug and see what he says. You know, if he doesn't, lady, I tell you up front, if you tell somebody how does this smell and they do all that, you don't know how it smells. What you want to know, what you want to know is when you're out in the club and a man from 6 feet over, walks over to where you are and says that you smell good, that means that that fragrance has gone that far in the air conditioning. When you're at like I was out at an open place at an outdoor concert in the summertime in the heat, and a young man comes over, he was standing behind me. He walks over, gets in front of me, and then gives me a compliment on my fragrance. That's when you got a real compliment, you know. Or when a guy flags you as you're walking out of the mall and notices your fragrance. That's how you want to do it. So don't tell your guy that you have on a fragrance. If he says nothing, if you spend time around him and he says nothing, either he's not one to compliment, he doesn't particularly care for that fragrance, you know, just keep trying ones. I did date a man that didn't like fragrances. So, you know, there are people like that in this world. They associate fragrances with being cheap and tawdry and lacking class. There are people who feel that way. So, and then there are people who come from that era of allergies where they feel like a person who has on fragrances are taking over the air that we all share. So there are those opinions, and so bear that in mind. If he has never complimented you on a fragrance, or you know, you've never worn fragrances, try some different ones to see, you know. Or if you wear something and he tells you don't ever wear that again, but then you wear other stuff and he doesn't say anything, he might be one of those men that just, you know, only, you know, some people don't like to compliment you. So that's that for me today. In any event, Jesus loves you, and I love you with all the Jesus in me. Be blessed, beautiful.